Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Howler brand gun. So this is a 1/72nd scale kit, and it is interesting because it copies this Skoda Sentinel truck. I would say it's somewhat unusual subject, and there are not that many, or I would say, chances to build this even in bigger scale. And now we have it in this smaller scale. Obviously this is a resin kit, so it will be interesting to see what is included here. And what I have here on the table, it's the final shape of this release, so you will get exactly the same stuff as what you will see in this video review. As you can see, the box size is not that huge, and we have the picture of the assembled model here, and also the kit number is written there. It's HLP72037. So the model itself looks rather nice, and might be actually a good opportunity to build some civil diorama with this vehicle, so that's why I decided to take a closer look. And as you can see, the packaging is typical. We have also some information about the manufacturer. This is the side opening box, so it's easy to open, and here is what we have inside. So all parts are packed into this Ziploc bag, and there are also some other bonuses inside. So I would suggest we start with the resin parts first, and then we will talk about other stuff which is actually hidden inside. So as I said, Ziploc bag, let me open it. First of all, we have here, for example, these small bars which are casted on the same resin base, and as you can see, they look rather nice. We do not have any wooden texture on them, but this is not an issue in 1/72nd scale in my opinion. And also the attachment points are quite thin, so it will be easy to saw through them. And do not forget that these are resin parts, so that's why I'm saying saw through them, not cut through them, because otherwise you risk damaging those parts, and then it will be a really difficult thing to fix. Next we have another panel, and this is more of a floor panel for the rear section. Here it is. So again, I will be showing it on my hand so that you can check it closer. No wooden texture whatsoever, but we have really nice riveting and also framing. And also here, as you can see, the attachment point will be a bit tricky to cut. So here you can see where you have to cut because it's not visible from this side. That's why pay attention and try to get the precise cut through so that you won't damage the wooden panels. As for the main chassis, I can see that we have something interesting here, because as you can see, the main chassis is casted as a single piece part, so those bars are connected together, but you also have to clean up those small areas for around the leaf springs, because I think they should be throughout, but it's not a difficult task if you have a decent sharp knife. And as you can see, the size of the model can be visible here on my fingers. So it's not a large truck, but still it's, I would say, noticeable size for 1/72nd scale kit, and surprisingly, because I was expecting a smaller kit, and it's bigger than some tanks even in the same scale. So next we continue with the roof panel. As far as I remember, I'm just checking whether it is. So here it is, and as you can see, it is molded as a single piece part. We have also this cutout for the headlamp, and here you can check what is inside. So it's rather plain part from inside, but at least we have the guiding elements here, so it will be easy to combine them together. Next, if we are talking about the front cap, so here is the front cap itself, which is casted as a single piece part. Thanks to the resin casting, we have all of the panels in one piece. Obviously you have to do some cutouts here in order to have the circular cutout, and also here in the rear window, but this is not a difficult task. Floor panel is molded separately, and of course this attachment design, as you can see, it is attached by the whole perimeter of the part, so be careful while separating it, because it might be really easy to damage it with the knife sliding off the resin base. If you wonder about the floor panel, actually this is the rear wall. I thought that this is the floor panel, but this is actually the rear wall with the circular cutout, as you can see here. We have also the driver's seats and passenger seat, and here you can check it also from the rear side. So it will be interesting to read the history about this truck, because it is rather big. Obviously it was used for some manufacturing processes, but I still wonder why it was so large. Here we continue with another wooden panel for the rear section of the truck. So again, no wooden texture, but it looks decent, and I think with careful assembly you can get a nice result. As for the wheels, they are casted on 2 frames, so I will be able to show them from both sides simultaneously. As you can see, they are casted as a single piece parts. Obviously the these rubber sections are casted together with wheel rims, and it might be good to get the circular template so that you get a nice paint finish, but otherwise they look decent. And also here we have even some tire pattern on them, so this is also something appreciated in this scale. Next we have the brake drums and the steering wheel. So while brake drums are coming as a single piece part, as you can see, but the steering wheel will require some cutouts in the throughout sections. This is not a difficult thing to do, just remember that it's not a solid part. I saw some actually resin kits with steering wheels which were assembled like this without doing the cutouts, and obviously it looks strange to say the least. Next we continue with the, I would say, small portion of the small parts. So I will show them like this. And as you can notice, they are quite small, so be careful with them and try not to lose any of them, because it's easy to see that there are no spare parts, and this is your only chance to install this on your model. And well, while the casting quality is nice, but well, the installation might be a bit tricky. Next we have the suspension parts and drivetrain parts. So the drivetrain was actually designed with help of the chain drive, as you can see here on these sprockets. So that's why it is casted as a single piece part, but obviously you have to remove the resin flash in between. And the suspension parts here are quite okay, so they are pre-shaped and ready to be installed. I guess the next part, it's the fuel tank. As you can see, it's also casted as a single piece part, again thanks to the resin casting, and overall it looks quite nice. And several more parts. Frankly speaking, about this, I do not understand what is that. Maybe some engine parts, but as you can see, they're also looking decent. We have also riveting on them, various locks precasted, so it's a good material for some precision painting. And last but not the least is the, as far as I can see, that's also the part of the drivetrain. So here, as you can see, it is casted as a single piece part, and it has some nice features on it. So maybe it's a good idea to play with the weathering on this part, because it should be a bit dirty as well. Next, I have the resealable plastic bag with PE parts, so I'm going to open it right now. It's a shame a bit that there is no cardboard back in the PE part, because when you open the resealable plastic bag, it bends slightly the PE parts. It's not such a huge problem, but it would be good to insert the cardboard just as a safety measure. So if I'm talking about the PE parts, as you can see, it's unpainted PE fret. We have a lot of fine PE parts, so be ready to work with tweezers, and overall quality is good because it's a traditional brand gun product. But as I said, in some cases the application will take some time, so be ready for that. And next, actually I can see that it's written here that it's a steam wagon, so maybe those large cylinders were actually used for the steam engine. And here what I'm showing next are the decals which will be applied on the vehicle, and there are not that many of them. Surprisingly, nothing is for the interior, not even some dials. I wonder if it was present on the real vehicle. And next is the assembly manual. So last but not the least is the instructions sheet, which is containing the necessary steps for the assembly. So as you can see, it is printed in black and white, no history note unfortunately. So if you would like to learn more about this vehicle, better do your own research. And the assembly process starts with the main chassis. So here we actually work on this steam engine and also the chain drive. Here you can see actually the engine being installed into the front cab. And also, so yeah, the wheel mud guards and the fenders, they will be actually copied with help of PE parts. So that's why we had these large PE sections. The rear section is assembled separately and then just installed onto the main chassis. And here we continue with the front cab assembly. So as you can see again, the for example, windscreen frame is assembled out of PE parts. But I'm trying to understand how the clear, let's say, glass will be replicated. I guess you will have to find your own thin transparent material to be inserted there. And the same can be said about the headlamps probably, because it will give a bit more interesting appearance. And here we also continue with more of the PE parts being installed onto the front cap. We have also 3 marking options: dark green, light blue, gray, and another dark green here. So they differ by the signs applied on the front cap and also the headlamps. And I just would like to check again the assembly manual parts map, because I'm not sure if we actually have the clear parts, because here, as you can see, it's cut out, some instructions to cut something out. But if I take the assembly manual to myself closer, just to read what is included here, I do not see any clear film included. So as I said, probably you have to source your own clear parts. So be ready for this as well. Okay, so overall I think it's a really unusual set in 1/72 scale. So if you're eager to build this truck in small scale, then it's definitely your good chance, because there are no other alternatives, I would say, especially at this level of quality. And of course I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.